Today on the Sussex Insights, we're diving into yet another unnecessary media storm, this time sparked by an article in The Independent criticising Meghan Markle for appearing makeup-free on the cover of Harper's Bazaar. According to writer Katie Rosinski, people should stop applauding Meghan for it. But let's be honest, this debate was never about makeup. It's about the ongoing obsession with policing everything Meghan does. The article disguises itself as commentary on beauty standards, but what it really reveals is how invested some critics are in twisting even the most harmless choices Meghan makes. If she wore glam makeup, they'd call her vain. Without makeup, they claim she's humble bragging. There is no version of Meghan that satisfies these people. Meghan is singled out because her confidence disrupts the expectations of those who wanted her to remain silent, small, and apologetic. A biracial woman reclaiming her image in a space that once tried to destroy her, that is what they can't stand. The Independent argues that Meghan's clear skin isn't helpful to ordinary women, as though women are too delicate to see someone looking good without foundation. Funny how this concern never appears when Jennifer Lopez, Alicia Keys, Zendaya, or any other celebrity goes makeup-free. The outrage magically appears only when the face belongs to Meghan. And the irony? Meghan has always been transparent about her skincare and lifestyle. Hydration, wellness, simplicity, she has never pretended to be perfect. Yet critics continue weaponizing her natural looks against her. This isn't feminism. This is resentment dressed up as analysis. Let's also remember, magazines choose their own covers. Meghan didn't ask the world to admire her bare face. Harper's Bazaar selected a beautiful photo, and the easiest target, as always, became Meghan. The article claims Meghan's skin sets unrealistic standards, yet these same outlets spent years photoshopping her, dissecting her, and criticizing her appearance from every angle. She's criticized when she looks tired and criticized when she looks rested. Criticized when she's glammed up and criticized when she's bare-faced. This has never been about standards. It has always been about control. And the truth is simple. Meghan looks good because she takes care of herself. She prioritizes peace, wellness, and mental health. That is not a crime. Women don't need to apologize for being radiant. They don't owe the world imperfections just to appear more relatable. But, according to this article, being naturally pretty is somehow harmful. That logic is absurd and deeply sexist. If Meghan had uneven skin, tabloids would mock her. Because she doesn't, they complain she's too perfect. Meghan is not the issue, the double standard is. The Independent tries placing her at the centre of a societal crisis she didn't create. Instead of critiquing the beauty industry, they attack a single woman simply for existing. And the real discomfort? Meghan doesn't need validation from the British press. She doesn't need heavy makeup. She doesn't need approval. She simply shows up looking radiant and minding her business, and that burns them. The article even infantilizes women by suggesting they're emotionally fragile at the sight of a beautiful bare-faced woman. Women know how to distinguish a photo shoot from real life. They don't need protection from Meghan Markle's face. What harms women is constant tearing down of other women, exactly what this article does while pretending to be feminist commentary. Let's also talk about something deeper. Women of colour are held to harsher beauty standards. Their faces are politicised, scrutinised, and criticised more aggressively. Meghan stepping out barefaced challenges those stereotypes, and that's why this backlash feels so personal. The hypocrisy is almost comedic. The article accuses Meghan of promoting unrealistic beauty while demanding she look less beautiful to make her critics comfortable. That's not empowerment, that's policing someone's appearance. Critics won't admit it, but Meghan's natural confidence threatens them. Despite the smear campaigns, headlines, and attempts to break her, she still glows. She still thrives. She still represents grace and resilience, and every time they attack her, they expose themselves, their insecurities, their biases, their obsession. Meghan doesn't even need to respond. Her peace is her response. And for Harry? Every meaningless attack on Meghan reinforces why he removed his family from that toxic environment. He has watched the pattern repeat, and he knows exactly why Meghan is targeted disproportionately. The British press confirms his every warning. This photo shoot was supposed to be simple. Instead, it became a mirror exposing the insecurities of those who resent Meghan's strength. Her natural face is not the crisis their inability to let her live peacefully is. Meghan showing her bare skin does not harm women. What harms women are double standards, criticism, and the relentless need to police female bodies. Meghan is simply existing and doing it beautifully. Her glow is her revenge. Her joy is her message. Her peace is her power. Critics can complain, they can nitpick, they can dress jealousy up as journalism. But they can't stop Meghan from shining. Because Meghan Markle doesn't need makeup to be radiant. She doesn't need to dim her light. And she certainly doesn't need anyone's permission to be confident. If her beauty bothers someone, that's their insecurity, not her burden. So, to the critics clutching their pearls over a makeup-free photo, Meghan will continue living freely, authentically, and unapologetically. Articles can't dim her light. Headlines can't shrink her. Narratives can't stop her glow. Meghan winning doesn't look like what her critics expected. It's not loud or reactive. It's quiet, graceful, and rooted in her refusal to shrink for anyone. Every confident step she takes reminds them they failed to break her. That's why these articles keep appearing not as critiques, but as symptoms. Symptoms of an obsession that refuses to fade because Meghan refuses to collapse. And here's the twist. The more they attack her, the more relatable she becomes to women who know what it's like to be judged unfairly. Her strength resonates. Her resilience inspires, and every attempt to tear her down accidentally amplifies her influence. A makeup-free photo should not be national debate material. But the desperation to control the narrative around Meghan turns her quiet moments into headlines. That says more about them than it ever will about her. Women know what it's like to be scrutinized. Women know what it's like to be misjudged. Women know what it's like to be attacked for simply existing. That's why Meghan inspires. When the media targets her, they prove her point. They validate her choices. They justify Harry's protection. They reinforce why the couple walked away. Meanwhile, Meghan focuses on what matters: philanthropy, mental health, motherhood, community, building a peaceful life. Her priorities speak louder than any article. And here's what truly stings her critics. She doesn't react. She doesn't stumble. She doesn't seek approval. Her silence is strategy, a refusal to feed negativity. And negativity destroys itself when left unfed. Harry understands better than anyone the psychological warfare of the British press. Watching Meghan endure the same treatment only strengthens his resolve. Every baseless critique proves the toxicity he's fought to protect his family from. Because at the heart of every attack on Meghan lies the truth Harry has repeated for years. This was never about fairness. It was about power, about control, about punishing a woman who refused to fit the role they assigned her. Yet here we are in 2025, and Meghan is still thriving, still glowing, still unbothered, still winning simply by existing with dignity. The critics shout louder, but their influence gets weaker. Their narratives collapse. Their arguments fall apart. And Meghan, she keeps rising. This world is shifting. Women, especially women of colour, are claiming space unapologetically. Meghan represents that shift, and the people clinging to outdated rules simply can't cope. And that is why they cling to something as trivial as a makeup-free photo. When there is no real scandal, they invent one. But attacking Meghan for looking beautiful bare-faced only exposes how fragile their arguments have become. In the end, Meghan does not need to dim her light. She does not need to apologise for her beauty or her confidence. Her glow is not a threat unless someone chooses to see it that way. Meghan Markle has reclaimed her narrative. She doesn't need the approval of newspapers that once tried to destroy her. Her life speaks for itself. Her peace speaks for itself. Her resilience speaks loudest. Let them write, dissect, nitpick, and pretend her skin is a crisis. Because Meghan will continue to shine, not in spite of them, not because of them, but because shining is simply who she is.